Start the recording. And here we are. We're starting the recording. I'm online now with one of our members, Rob Rowland. Good morning, almost good afternoon there, Rob.
Hi, good morning, Gary.
Good
Okay. Afternoon, almost. Yeah.
And welcome aboard. And this is going to be a very quick sort of introduction on getting started on ICI World. And we're going to suggest that you always start with ICIWorld.com. Up here at the top is how every member should start. You'll notice there's things like a blog here. You can click on blog and you can see all the different things that are kind of going on here in the blog or coming through on a regular basis. And you can review all of that on your own time. The next thing you'll see here is our TV programs. We actually have a monthly TV program, not in the summer, but the rest of the time you can click on TV program, you can click on YouTube videos, and you can find out about a lot of other stuff that's kind of going on ICI World and the concepts of how things are working. You will also see webinars here. Whenever you have a webinar with us, these are the daily webinar workshops. You simply click on that and get into today's workshop. You do this by appointment only. It's like a doctor's office. We go every day from 7 a.m. through to 3 o'clock. We have literally between 10 and 14 half-hour appointments daily. It's 30 minutes. You have a cup of coffee, a sandwich, a bowl of soup, or just sit with us. For 30 minutes, you're in and out, and that way it keeps you active during the day. You don't have to take the whole day off kind of doing things. And you can do it from the comfort of your own home or business office. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go right to log in over here. And by the way, we do have apps, which I failed to mention. Every single person who sees this can actually add the app. It's absolutely free. You can add the app to either your iPhone, to your BlackBerry. You can add it to your Android device. If you're using a BlackBerry, you have to click on this particular link down here for the BlackBerry and kind of make it work from here. That's the way to make it work with a BlackBerry. You add it to your home screen. As far as the Android and the iPhone is concerned, go to the App Store or to the Play Store and search the word ICI World, all one word, ICI WORLD. Search it and you can add it to your Android device, Windows devices, all mobile devices in the world. There's 7 billion devices in the world. You can add the app to it. People can actually access all your information on ICI World, and that's how you're going to be making more money over time. More and more people can search real estate and find this stuff on the internet. In the meantime, we're going to go right to log in. And on the left-hand side are all the choices for members. The first thing we're going to do, since Rob has just got started, we're going to click on Get Haves and Wants by email. One of the first things we want to do, Rob, you're in Ontario, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, we have services all over the world so that you can receive listings for your area. It's a once-a-day thing. It's called a special digest. And are you doing strictly residential or commercial as well, Rob?
No, residential and commercial. Residential
and commercial. I'm going to recommend this particular list here in Ontario, for instance. You could have just the GTA if you wanted, basically from Burlington to Oshawa, or you could get all of the Ontario listings. I recommend a minimum of 2 weeks to try it out, see what's going on. If you want to shave it down to just the GTA, Burlington to Oshawa, North of Barrie, you could do that at a future time. Do you agree with that, or would you prefer to jump to GTA right now?
No, I agree. Let's try that.
Okay, let's try that. So you notice you're already logged in, and because I've got you there, Rob, I just have to click on subscribe. We usually wait about 4 seconds, click on OK. The next thing we subscribe all members to is our very special service called a FSBO service. And this is important for FSBOs who listen in. You can actually post your properties here absolutely free, but the only people that can access it are the members. I'm recommending that you get the Canadian Digest for FSBOs. You'll notice way up here at the top there is a database 1 and a database 2. Database 2 is where FSBOs post their haves and wants. Many members have done deals with the people here and managed to sell their properties. It becomes double enders for licensed real estate people and successful deals for all the principals who post their information there. It makes your information available to all the members that are on the service, but only the licensed real estate broker members of the service can read your contact information, so your information is not spread out over the internet for everybody to call and spam you. It's strictly reserved for members of ICI World who are all licensed real estate salespeople essentially. Okay, the reason I say that is because we do allow mortgage brokers to join as well. All right, now The reason why we're picking the All Canada, I have a question for you, Rob. If you know that someone in London, Ontario, which company are you with, Rob?
Keller Williams.
Okay, if you know that there's somebody that's trying to sell a $1 million property in London, Ontario, could you call another Keller Williams office in London, Ontario and say, I have a lead for you. Why don't you try to go list and sell this property? And is a 25% referral fee okay with you? Could you do that if you wanted to?
Absolutely.
You bet you can. Can you do it in Florida?
Absolutely.
Okay, so theoretically, some brokers do, some brokers don't choose to also receive listings right across Canada, which most of our brokers do, and the ones in Canada. The ones in the U.S. take the ones in the U.S. Some Canadian brokers on either side can do both and actually work on both sides of the border doing just referrals. I'll go ahead and subscribe you to the Canadian one. Is that okay with you?
That's okay.
Okay, let's get that done. Bingo, that's done. Now, if you want to get also the U.S. one, that's up to you, but there is a choice. You can leave it for now or do it later. It's completely up to you.
Okay.
Would you like it now or later?
Let's do it later.
Okay, we'll do that later. Let's go back to Login Member Management, and all your choices to do things are on the left-hand green column. The first one I'm going to do is to click on My Record on the left, and up comes your personal information. Does all of this information look correct to you?
It does.
Okay, very good. The next thing I want to do is to click on My Listings on the left. And at the moment you do not have any listings. The very first thing we recommend is to at least add one listing. Just before we do, we're going to give you some research that you can now be doing on your own time. I'm going back to this login page. You will notice that there is a number 2 called training videos here, which people can get through on their own time. And there's also an welcome instruction page, a startup video, other stuff on YouTube that you can see. And if you have a chance, this is a monthly checklist for executive members. If you're not making or generating leads every 90 days, you definitely must take this monthly checklist and go through it. In almost 100% of the cases, it's something that you're not doing on your end, but we are here to help you. We are an assistant. We're not the people that walk into your office and do everything. We are an assistant, and we help you if you're not making money and show you what you can be doing to help yourself make some money. Okay, next thing we're going to do is to click on way down here on the bottom left. It's called Training Videos. And you'll notice there's even a note here that all members should see videos number 2 to 7, plus 17, plus 15. Now, 2 to 7 is getting started. It includes the 3 questions that has helped many of our members make a lot of money. And you'll see examples of some people have made as much as $50,000 within 90 days of learning the 3 questions. Number 17 is about domain names. If you have a website, you definitely must listen to this. It's a culmination of attending World Search Engine Conventions where we spent $4,000 attending to learn the stuff that they all search engine optimizers learn, and then we share it with you generously so that you can get doing it on your own website. That's included. Number 15 is how to promote your website. What good is a website if you don't have any traffic? We literally have a monthly program that's coming up Thursday this month, Rob, and I'm going to suggest that we get you involved in that. And it's an hour and a half. It starts at 11, goes to 12:30. There's already about 30 people registered for that. And we end up usually between 25 and 30 people registering for that every month. We can handle up to 1,000. But because we also have it recorded, similar to what we're doing now, a lot of members will see it on their own time. Now, so what I'm going to do is click on those training videos just to show you what they look like. It's a dark blue page that will come up. And you'll see videos number 2 is learn the 3 questions. What you do is you simply click on that, and you'll see there's the link for the 3 questions. This is just a 12-minute video that has helped members make thousands of dollars. We're an information service. There's a way to work all the information in the industry, not just the listings that you can put on a real estate board. All the FSBOs in your area can be put on ICI World very nicely so that you get the calls. You have a much wider reach than all people advertising their own FSBOs, and you have a better chance of triggering leads for their own properties. And when you do, there's a special arrangement that you can make with those owners to go in and actually show those properties. If I click on those 3 questions, you'll see a YouTube video come up. You can pause the video by clicking on these 2 little buttons down here at the bottom, or you can click any place in the middle of the screen. You will notice that the video will stop as soon as I do that. You'll see it was on play right now, so it's actually stopped. You can maximize the video by clicking on the full screen button way down here at the corner, and then you can click on play. You'll see how it plays. It will start to play. You can listen to it later. I'm going to make it smaller, and then that's it. So those are the videos. You can see those on your own time. I'm going to close that. How to add listings, haves and wants, and do them properly. Keep in mind, once this is all done and you know how to do it, you will be dealing directly with the world. Literally within 2 minutes of adding a listing, you reach a whole industry, upwards of 50,000 people by adding one listing onto ICI World. And we're going to go back to, oopsie daisy, and let's get into, there we go. Okay, now let's click on Add Have Want to see how easy it is to actually put a listing on here, because once you're a member, this is all you have to do is add listings from time to time and search from time to time. We're going to add a listing. Rob, do you have one buyer looking for anything at all?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what they're looking for and where.
They are looking for a condo with a terrace.
Okay.
In the DNA building, which is 1 Shaw Street, to Shaw and Niagara in downtown Toronto.
Okay, that's very specific, but we definitely can do it. If you have some other wants, we'll put those on too, but we're going to put this on right now for you as well. Do you have any buyers that are looking further afield for things as well?
I have one buyer that's looking for a bungalow within an hour of Yonge and Bloor. Needs 3 bedrooms, raised bungalow or regular bungalow, between $350 and $450.
Perfect. So we're going to put both of those on right now, and I can show you how fast it can be done. But first of all, everybody who's seeing this must read this particular sentence. This sentence is particularly important because we have 20,000 emails going out a day, and people read this subject line where I'm about to type. If they're interested on what they see in the subject line, they'll click on the message number, get your contact information, click on a link to go to your website, pick up the phone, and give you a call. All of those things are possible with this one listing. Now, you'll notice that we recommend that there be a minimum of 4 ingredients in the subject line. The location should be in there, the type of property, the price range or size range, and some sizzle, which I'll explain in a moment, and generally in that order. The key thing here is for wants, you must put the word wanted in the subject line. So we're going to actually type that now. You do not have to put the word have in the subject line because everything on our service is a have, but for wants you must put the word wanted. Now, the people who are looking for 1.5 hours from Yonge and Bloor Street, what we use is something special called a geographic limitation for a want. How far east, west, north, and south, usually by city. If you're looking for a shopping center, you might go from London right to Kingston, or north to Barrie, or the GTA. You don't say just GTA. You're going to say Burlington to Oshawa, north to Barrie, those kinds of things. In this case, for your particular buyer for the bungalow, where are they looking? What is the furthest westerly limit, either by city or some kind of a place?
I would say within the boundaries of metropolitan, Toronto.
Okay, so we're just going to say wanted Toronto, bungalow.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to put in a minimum and a maximum price range. What's the minimum price range?
$350 to $450.
$350 this is how we do it. It's not wrong if you spell it out any differently, but we're so used to doing $350K to $450K, that explains it real nicely. Now, when we put in those things, did I spell it right here? I'm having trouble. My printing is so small.
It's you need to add an N, Gary.
Okay,
yeah,
there.
we go.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I wonder if I should even make this bigger. Yeah, I might just make it a little bit larger so people can see these things. Now, I don't know if we should be closing all these other windows up there.
Close all those up.
I'm going to let you do it. You go ahead and close it, but more might start appearing, so it's up to you. And I hope you don't mind people seeing those because I've recorded it. If there is a problem, I will delete this particular...
I don't mind.
Okay, if there ever becomes a problem, I'll delete this video if any of those are a problem for the public to see it, okay? Okay, now, let's move on. There should be an A in there. That's got it. Okay, now, you'll notice that you've got the first ingredient, a bungalow in Toronto. You've got the type of property, a bungalow. You've got the price range. What we don't have is the sizzle. Now, sizzle for a buyer for homes, number one, are they pre-qualified or qualified?
They will have to sell their townhouse first,
Okay.
and they will take the equity out of that and add to it.
So basically,
They are pre-qualified.
Okay.
okay, pre-qualified. Now the next thing is, could they close this new property in 30 days if they found a property that they liked?
No.
Thank you. Could they close it in 60?
No.
90?
90.
Okay, so 90 days to, could they close it in 6 months if they found the right property?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put here 90 to 180 day closing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're pre-qualified and they're 90 to 180 day closing. That can become an advantage to people that also might want to sell their house. And they might say, well, geez, they're not pressuring me to get out in 30 days. I might want to deal with these people rather than somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually be an advantage in some cases. We're just going to go here and choose Canada and choose Ontario, choose Greater Toronto, and choose Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that covers your areas. If they're looking further afield, we would add Eastern Ontario if they were choosing looking in Ottawa or Niagara region, and you'll see that you can also add Southwestern Ontario, Northern Ontario. So every state, whether it's in the United States or Canada or the world, you can select different things to help you market your properties.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind we're on the internet where there's 2.5 billion people with computers and another 7 billion with devices. There's actually more mobile devices out there now than there are computers, than there are humans, on the planet Earth, and more than computers as well. And this information is available on apps for mobile devices. So when you post information here, it's readily available. Now, we're also going to put in here and type it in again, Toronto. There's many ways people can find things. You'll see change the have to a want. And then we're going to go down and you can see the various categories that are here. And we'll just go and choose residential estates. There it is there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just move down a little bit here. We'll go to type description, bungalow, location Toronto, and we spell it out here. This is a searchable field. And that's all you have to do there. Normally what we do is we highlight everything in the subject line, simply right click, copy, and go down and we paste it in the comments area down below here.
Mm-hmm.
Paste it. And then we go down to the very bottom of the page and we're going to click on submit information. Now here's some significant things that are happening. Will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? We always recommend yes, because isn't it better to have this listing on 1,000 brokers' websites rather than just on one website?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if it's okay with you, I'll click on submit information.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the powers of ICI World, that your listing will not only be on 18,000 pages that ICI World has throughout the marketplace and penetrating the farthest reaches of the internet, but it will also be on 1,000 other members brokers websites instantly and automatically. You will also notice that your message was also sent to the following email list services: Ontario All and to Greater Toronto Area. People that subscribe to that will get a copy of this, and if somebody gets it, bingo, usually within the week is when the best response is happening on our service. The listing here must be less than 6 months old and also be what we call an active listing in order to appear on all mobile devices worldwide. So if there's listings older than 6 months, they will not appear on mobile devices, and if they are not active listings, they will also not appear on mobile devices worldwide. If I was to click on latest world residential on the left-hand side, we recommend clicking on that just to see how your listings look. There's literally 50 to 150 new listings coming in every single day. I'm going to click on it just to see what your listing looks like. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, how does everything look, Rob, down here?
Well, it looks fine.
Okay, so because you're looking for a home, I'm going to show you very quickly how to search for a home. You literally can click on Search Database 1 free way up at the top. And if you're searching for a home in Toronto, what would you click on next?
Toronto.
That's right. So I've clicked on Search.
Canada.
I've clicked on Search Database 1. I'm going to click on Canada.
And then Ontario.
And click on Ontario. Now here you'll notice there's 3 choices. There's for residential Ontario properties, you can click right here, which we will be doing here in a moment. For buyers and sellers of businesses, you can click on this link right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go back to the main website, you can click on that, or you can click on Search Ontario Commercial Haves and Wants there, which I just did, and you'll see that there's a whole list of buyers here for all these kinds of properties and a whole list of properties here for these kinds of properties. And if people were interested in theoretically an apartment building, you click on that, and I'm going to count 1,000, 2,000, literally within 2 seconds, you're going to see that there's over 400 apartment buildings coming available for sale from literally $40 million on down. That's how fast this is. If you're looking for a buyer for your apartment building, you click on, say, even a buyer for a shopping center. You click on shopping centers for buyers. I'm going to count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. There it goes. Literally within 3 seconds in this case, you'll see 232 buyers of shopping centers. If you have a shopping center for sale, I'd set up a booth with a telephone and a desk and table and start inviting these people to come and look at it, because there's a buyer here someplace for your shopping center. Let's go back. What I'm going to do, however, is click on residential properties, and we're looking for a property from 350 to 450 in the Toronto area. So if you're looking in the Toronto area, chances are you would want to click on Toronto here. That sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. Let's click on Toronto and see what happens. 1,000, 2,000. Within 2 seconds, it all comes up. You'll notice there's about 290 properties here that are active. The reason why is we just started doing residential just recently, and it's all brokers are loving it, able to put their exclusive properties on here as well as MLS. Now, not necessary to put MLS. Most people will search MLS, but it's very important that you put all of your exclusive opportunities on here, something you cannot do on MLS. So let's go right down to the $350,000 to $400,000 price range. Let's see if we can do that and get down to the bottom here. And I'm just scrolling on down. And because we're going through the internet, I'm going to go click on next results here. And let's go down and see if there's anything here. Okay, so there you can start to see some properties. There's where our upper limit was, I think, 450, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can start to see there's a bungalow. How can you have a backsplit bungalow? I thought bungalow was a one floor.
Interesting question.
Yeah, so you might even just call them up and talk to them about that and see if it would suit your people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to try to move this up just a tiny bit. So there's a whole list of properties from $300,000 to $450,000.
Yeah.
There they are. It's worth giving some of these people a call. There might be something here. Okay, let's just go down a little bit further. And you'll find that there's even things like properties coming for sale. Before it even hits the market, there's a detached bungalow, my friend. It's not even on the market yet. That's the kind of thing you can see on ICI World. I'm so happy we got some examples here to show. Here's another one, sale in North York. So you can see that there's properties coming for sale before it even hits the market. If you're getting these listings by email, you can just scan through it for them or set up the link to actually come up on your BlackBerry, on your iPhones, on your iPads and Androids. Okay, let's get out of here. So that's very good there. I'm going to try to hit the back button. Actually, I'm just going to close this page. And I'm going to click back on ICI World and see if I can hit the back. Actually, I'll just click on ICIWorld.com right here. Everybody can go search all that good stuff on their own time. That was a pretty good session to kind of get started. I'm actually going to end the session now recording it. Just one moment, please. And thank you, Rob, for allowing me to use your membership as an example. I'm just stopping the recording. If anybody wants to get started, it's as little as, it's 300, and by the way, I will mention one more thing. It is $319 to join our service today, and the renewals are now $319 as of next year, Rom, January the 1st, just so that you know. However, if you sponsor a member joining, either a new member or somehow, you can rejoin for $240. You got that, Rob?
I got that.
Okay, and also, instead of the new member having to join for $319 plus in Canada $40 HST, the new member can actually join for $40 if they find a sponsor on ICI World to sponsor them. So that's part of the new special that we have. You just click on join up here and click on it and get all the details there. That completes our session for now. I'm going to stop the recording and continue on.